Hello. The first thing I've said was I don't want to go live with this camera. So it's a good live when I've already said that I'm using the wrong camera. Oh, this is going to be awkward. Oh, well. So welcome. Today, I'm really prepared. We're going to be sowing some seeds, which are here. So the seeds I want to sow today are as follows. I'm going to be sowing some lettuce, which I'm hoping is going to be super nice. I'm going to be growing some cauliflower. I've got 2 lots of cauliflower. And the reasons why I got 2 lots of cauliflower is because I found 2 cauliflowers that you can actually sow in October, which is now. So I'm growing, and I can't say anything correctly. Chapton. It's an F1 hybrid, and I'm growing a one called All Year Round, which I've grown a few times. It's always performed quite well. But the issue I have with both of these, well, I don't know how I will have it with that one, but I know I've got it with this one, is that, hello, yes, I'm early. Hello, Claire, from Farmyard Gardens. What was I saying? So I know that you have to cover up the cauliflowers. We'll have to do that this year. And remember, if not, they go weird and slimy. I've got onions, which are white onions. And I've got some peas that are meteors. I actually had loads of self-save seeds, meteors, but I just looked and it looks like a mouse has eaten them all. So serves me right for not putting a lid on that. You know what I mean? And I've got some packed away. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin. Full disclaimer, I just found a mouse. I just found a spider and just screamed for about 5 minutes. So if that happens again, just be like, cool, like it was meant to happen. So yeah, let's get some soil. This is where you can see I'm just not organised. I have got my what are they called, pots already done. Look at that. That is organisation. And I have some of this ultra organic compost. I love this compost. I get very there's a spider. Get away. It's huge. It's huge. This room is just full of spiders. Oh, I don't like them. It's fun. Used to have that. Oh yes. This is all my kitchen wares because my kitchen is under construction. My microwave, which we never use, the bread maker, which we never use, a Hoover, which we never use, and this we actually do use, but this is our herb one, so it's fine to be in here. Yes, you'd rather. I know that you have an issue with rats in your compost, which is far worse, I know, but I'm really scared of spiders. So, which is stupid because spiders aren't that bad. But I did my geology degree, right? And I almost dropped out. I almost went on to physics because of spiders, which is really silly. But here we go. There's the compost. I always just pour it out on the table and then I can work with it. This is quite dry because it's been open for a while, but it's fine. I'm going to transfer them into my greenhouse at the allotment. But I thought I'd start them here on the basis that it'd be something fun for us to do. And I can take that off now because that camera's not going to work. And I thought, well, why not? Start them off here. So here. I don't know spiders. I need a man to help me get rid of them. I'm not an independent woman, really. Well, I'm on the same page. I don't have a man here right now to help me, even though he's off most Fridays. So I'm going to have to just, it myself. Let me just put... Do we all have these? It's just... There we go. You can see a bit more now. There we go. That doesn't help at all, but hey-ho. I only have half a head. It's probably the best part of my head. You can see the bruise at the end of my chin where somebody was sucking on my chin the other day, which is grim. So, I just crossed down like this. Like, I'm this tall. So, what I'm going to be doing is knocking over everything underneath me. And let's start off with some lettuce. I'm going to multi-sow this lettuce. I actually don't like lettuce, which, you know, you're looking at me, you're, yeah, I can tell, Nick. I can tell, which is rude. And also, but my partner loves lettuce. So I'm going to go ahead and sow this for him, but I don't like it. And especially like this variety, which is a cos lettuce, because I find them quite bitter. I like butter leaf lettuce, but it's the wrong time of year for that. But I want to have something to harvest like every single day. So, and if I can take this home and I put it in a wrap or something or a sandwich, I'm not going to notice these horrible and bitter. And I'll eat it anyway, because that's the way I am. Very posh setup. You know me. You get what you get with me. Right. So I'm putting like 3-ish to a cell, and this should really be head lettuce, but I'm going to do it as cut and come again because you get better harvest, in my humble opinion. And I'll probably pop it in the greenhouse. I do have some absolutely gorgeous butter lettuce in there at the moment, called Freckle, I think it is. Absolutely beautiful. It's got like it's green. It's got like, it's like a paintbrush that you've spattered with red, and I just love it. My mum got me the seeds, so I don't know where they're from, but they're absolutely lovely. So I just kind of lightly do it. So I just press them down ever so gently. And with seeds, I don't know about you guys, but I just buy whatever. I'm terrible, because they always say, don't they, don't buy from Etsy, don't buy from eBay. And I'm like, I can't hear you. I'm buying from Etsy and eBay. So I just get them from wherever. Just very lightly sprinkle on the compost. Now, best practice would be to water this really, really well before you use it. But I can't actually leave, because it'd be really awkward if I left and you're just like staring at my dehydrator that you're thinking, why is it in the garage? So I'm just going to just do it this way, because what you want to do then is use a really, really light rose, so that your seeds don't just run away from your pots. So I've made, because I'm just not going to buy labels, so I've made myself some of these labels, and I have a Sharpie. And I remember thinking to myself, make sure you get the Sharpie out, Nick, because you won't know where it is. And luckily I found one. Rach sent me this from our allotment plots, isn't it? Sorry, Rach. But yeah, she's amazing for doing that. I'm just going to write lettuce. The issue I have with Sharpies is if you write on them and you put them out in the sun, it disappears. So this is a smashing pen. Thank you, Rach. There we go. So that's all done like that. This is really important and crucial that you drop loads and loads of soil into your onions. There's me onions. What left of me onion harvest is there, and now they got a little bit extra soil in them, which is crucial. I've seen like 3 really big spiders come out of this. Oof. Okay, so next I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some pak choi. Pak choi is one of my favourite veggies to grow. You have those markers. They still fade. Do you know what? I feel like if you're going to put them directly in the sun, then there's not really much you can do. That is Andrew, by the way. I haven't got a third hand. I just saw him being like, hi, say hello. He's got a fascination today with the strap. He just loves it, plays with it all day. It's one of his favourite toys. He has toys, I promise, he does. Hello. Hello, Kerry. I hope that you're keeping well. So, yeah, say hello. He's looking the other way now. You're boring. What can I say? So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this pak choi in. The pak choi I'm choosing to grow. This is the last month I can grow it. That's why I want to smash all of these out. I haven't been able to harvest. I haven't been able to sow very much because this entire area, as you can see, was just covered in boxes because we were completely redoing our kitchen. So it's been like a whole experience. Exactly. So I'm getting it all in now. So I'm going to grow loads and loads and loads and get an absolute glut. So I'm just reading the comments as Kerry and Claire talking. How does the other half live? Quite. Right. So what should we do? Should we do 2 a square? You'll grow these as babies. So I will put about 2, 3 in each. And all I'm doing is like little dimples. I'm just lightly poking the soil. Now, you don't want to go too deep because they're only a tiny little seed. I'll show you. As you can see, like that, they're only tiny little seeds. You don't want to go ahead and put too many in, or you don't want to go ahead and put them in too deep. Or what I've just done is chuck them all in one cell. So like 2, 3 each cell will be fine. They're only going to grow as babies. They should be ready around about spring, but you've got to be super careful with these because they do bolt. What I do is as soon as they start looking like tiny little patchworks, I just whip them out, because if you leave them all the way until April, they will bolt. Although this particular variety does say it's slow to bolt, but it's best just to whip them out as soon as you're able to. I've like missed the hole on every single one of these, which is just fantastic. The stress of doing this live. It's not really that stressful, is it really? Funny looking at the sea and sunshine, watching winter sowing. Even wearing a clean top though, mind. Like, I've made an effort today. I did look down at my top. I've just made sourdough. So I looked down and I was like, I'm all covered in flour. I've got to change. So at least, you know, I'm fancy too. Sometimes. Right, so just going to do the same as before and just sprinkle it on. This compost, I do find, has really good germination. However, it's got big lumps in it. Ooh, hello, Ali. Sorry you're late. It's okay. I'm early for once. Here you were saying that you were going to go wash your hair. Cabbage and cauliflower harvest. I can't wait to see the pictures. You have monster vegetables. I've actually, you remember you gave me that swede a very long time ago. We just ate it. It was great. That was all. It sounded like a really good story. It wasn't. Oh, and caterpillars. Did I ever tell you about the story of the caterpillar? It was probably one of my first years that I grew brassicas. I really struggled with brassicas to start off with because I just believed that they are like, you sow them now and they never worked. And so I was all there, life was good, and I was chopping up, I think it was some purple sprouting broccoli for dinner, and I cooked it all up and I used like the water to make up gravy, and I like served everybody up, and Jasmine's like, I don't want to eat it, it's disgusting. Jasmine says that about all my cooking, so standard, you know, it's the whole mum thing of, no, it's not disgusting, we don't use that word, but anyway, she's like moving it around her plate, and there was a caterpillar just floating about in her gravy. And if you cook a green caterpillar, they go yellow. They're really minging. So I was like, maybe you don't have to eat that bit, but vegetables are good for you. She still brings it up now, you know, like, do you remember when you tried to make me eat a caterpillar? Didn't try to make you eat a caterpillar. It just happened to have a caterpillar in it. So now I'm like proper washing that bad boy off. Not that I didn't do it before, but even more. Oh yeah, caterpillars on. Lots of lettuce here in Turkey, says Kerry, and tomatoes. Oh, I love tomatoes so much. I've just pulled off my last tomatoes. My last tomato harvest was last Thursday, so that wasn't too bad. That was out in the garden there, so it was pretty good. But I would really, 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 really want some more tomatoes. They're my favourite crop to grow, I think. Tomatoes are my favourite crop just because I love them. But I think the most useful is garlic. So I'm so glad I got that in this year, which is something you can actually go ahead and sow now if you haven't already. My red cabbage seems to be found by the slugs now. Oh, that's terrible. Do you know what? I was actually just looking at my red cabbage. It's starting to bulb up quite nicely. I might pickle it this year for some Christmas cabbage, which will be very nice. Oh, you have what varieties though, Ali? Ali grows the best varieties of tomatoes. They're very exciting. I've just harvested and saved the seeds from one of your was it crushed hearts that you gave me? Yeah, slugs are found. Oh no, and they've eaten a few of your cauliflowers. Do you know what? It's just the time of year. I've noticed that some of my seedlings are just being destroyed by slugs out by the vegetable patch because Bob has taken down the seed tray that I normally have, seed bench. He's put it away for the year because it's getting a bit wet. I've put them on top of my strawberry patch, which is really, in hindsight, silly. And they've kind of got eaten. So what are you going to do? You win some, you lose some. That's why you got so many. What's the matter, little man? There'll be less growing. That is the thing with slugs and snails. When there's less growing, they're going to be coming in and eating, and everything's started to slow down. And some like tender seedlings are just irresistible. What's the matter? Give me 1 minute. Hey, you okay? What's the matter? Give me a minute. I'm going to turn him around. What's the matter, little man? One, two, three. Woo! What's the matter, little man? Are you lonely? Oh. Didn't need the stress of doing that on camera. Don't tell anyone. We'll tell no one. Oh, wow. 60 caterpillars over the fence, the farmer's field. Oh, that's naughty. I would never do that. Who doesn't? Shh. You want to see it the first way around? Do you want to see the people? Oh, helps if I do it out the right way, doesn't it? If you get too fussy, I'll have to call it a day, I'm afraid. I'm not a farmer, it's okay. As a farmer's wife, do you recommend us throwing stuff over the farmer's field then? Hello, Stella. Long time no see. Just catching up. She does. No, she says, no, don't do that. It's evil. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm making little dimples in it. Right. Next thing we're going to do is some all year round, which is lovely. Got to sew this undercover though. So it's going to go in the greenhouse until the new year. Oh, I just cut me free label. I'll carry. I've got some maple syrup yesterday. Oh, I love maple syrup. It's probably one of my favourites. That and honey. Jasmine was just asking for maple syrup. That'd be the dream, having a maple tree. I assume they... Do you want to see what I just see? Look. Talking about snails and slugs. What are you doing in here, little fella? Ah, dear. That's the problem with not being organised, not washing your pots. I think it's okay to throw hedges and trees. Do you know one of my friends has that problem where they have people throw hedges and trees and things into they have a large piece of land into their land, and they say it's an awful problem. They normally get it where they can't quite get it, and it's annoying. They'll like, just knock and I'll come get it. I'm putting one of these seeds in each one of these trays. Now, I'm the only person that eats cauliflower, and I try to grow for a whole year, so I will be growing quite a few cauliflowers, and I like to have things in gluts because then I can go ahead and store it all in one go and not have to stress about having it come in drips and drabs. So I'll eat some of this fresh, but a lot of it's going to get pickled and a lot of it's going to get frozen. So you probably don't want to sow as many as I am all in one go. Look at Andy. Yes, he's being good. You're distracting all the peoples. You're so cute. Yes, you are. He's okay. He was just woken up by Bailey, our dog, so he's a little bit grumpy. Normally, he's like the light and soul of everything. He's getting a tooth come through. He's not coping well with the teething pains at all. We've still got his amber necklace on. But I'd like try not to give him cowpole and stuff. Obviously, if he has a fever, that's a complete game changer. But yeah, I'm trying as much naturally as possible. So yeah, he's suffering a little bit, but it's part of growing up, isn't it? Bit of teething pain. He's actually been a bit of a trooper today. He was suffering earlier in the week, though. I had to give him the teething powders, which makes me feel like it's like 18th century. Give him the powders. So funny. Second advert. Oh, there's adverts. That's weird. I've never experienced that before. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing happening here. I'm only targeting you. Maybe it's where you are. We're in the UK. Maybe in Turkey they roll like that. How odd. Yes. Are you having them as well, Ali, or is it just Kerry? I've not had one and I've been on longer. Oh, you see, if you get here first, then that's where you get the better deal. What is the point of having a label if you're going to have sticky stuff on the back? But that's all out all year round. It will get covered in mud. It'll be fine. So that is our second tray. What do you think, Andrew? There's going to be a spider. Right. This is a good question. Do you mix your seeding stuff yourself? Do you buy a seeding mix or do you mix it yourself? For me, I tend to use this neat. Sometimes if I'm not extremely lazy, I will go ahead and mix it with some vermiculite, but I'm not doing that today because I don't know where it is and I can't be bothered. So what do you do? Do you go ahead and mix it or do you buy it mixed? I think buying it mixed tends to be terribly expensive. And I think I know that the seed mix doesn't have very much nutrition in it. So it's okay for the first couple of germination, but as soon as they get their true leaves, you've got to change them, which I don't like to do because I'm lazy and I forget about my poor little seedlings. I actually saw some of them. I was like, you're not going to make it. And just poured them out into a pot. You're not going to be planted out tomatoes. I'm sorry. When my house is over winter to prevent fungus gnats. The fungus gnats are just... I get them every year, as you probably know. There's a road there. That wasn't me saying that. Delightful. So there's so I use a big seed tent to start all of my seedlings in because it's just easier and I do it under grow lights. We have so many fungus gnats. It's a joke. And I absolutely hate them because they fly around and they're just minging and horrible. So yeah, vermiculite for that is a bit better, yes. All year round stuff, I'm thinking to sow all year round. I'm going to try to sow all year round this year. I'm trying to get a harvest every single day. So basically, I'm trying to supplement my income with my vegetables. Why not? I think it's a good idea. Yes, Ali, I've sown all year round cauliflower. You're talking about all year round cauliflower. Oh, good. No, yeah, that's good. Rocket. I've grown rocket as well. I don't like rocket. Mostly because it's revolting. No, it's okay. It's peppery. I don't mind it in a sandwich, but I'd have one leaf and that's about it. So it's not really worth growing. But Bob really likes rocket, so I grow that for him, and then I guilt him into eating it. I'm like, eat your rocket. I grew it for you. You asked. So that's always really good, and isn't it? It's quite peppery, isn't it? So right. So I don't have fungus gnats this year. With the peppers, I didn't have fungus plants this year because I was in the house all winter. That's good. So what did you use compost wise? I do hear that if you use coconut coir, you don't get fungus gnats apparently, but then it's a right pain in the bum to keep up with the fertilization and stuff of it. Trisha and I now concentrating less on shopping. Yeah, that's really cool. You grow an absolute ton though, don't you, Ali? So I think that your issue is going to be leaning towards what am I going to do to store this, not what I'm going to do to keep it fresh, to buy more from the shops. I do think that your little hack where you put the root vegetables into Ziploc bags, game changer. I do that with my carrots, keeps them nice and fresh. So far, so good. We have a crane every day and it walks along the ceiling. This is a metal roof, so you can hear it. That's my impression of a crane. But that is a really good tip anyway. November breathing. Ali. I like oriental mustards. Mustard's one of them things as well. I like 1 or 2 leaves of it, and that's fine. It's very spicy for me. Each year, it's a rest for the year eating. Nice, amazing. What was I doing? I've actually ended up burying all my seeds under the compost. Look, they're getting all soggy. Should we go for some some spring onions next? I like spring onions as much as the next fellow. However, I have read that if you have white rot, you shouldn't or onion fly, I guess, you shouldn't be growing them all year round, like in winter as spring onions. I don't have that issue, so we're gonna go ahead and sow some. I was at the what's it called, garden centre this weekend. Come back and Jasmine's like, Mummy went to the garden centre and she bought seeds. I'm like, dude, don't tell him. Jeez. And she bought loads of plants. Yeah, I did. I was making up for the fact that I couldn't sow for like a month because there was too much stuff here. What is that, cauliflower? Oh, Claire, that's not to me. No spring onions. Oh, do you not grow spring onions? I'm going for it multi-sowing it as well. 3 to 5 in a square. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to grow these as cut and come again. So I'm only going to cut the green bits off and leave it all to grow and grow and grow. But I am going to take my little mate, who's a snail, and chuck him over there. You've sown performer spring onions. Ooh, they sound really good. Are they white or red? I love the red spring onions. I just like anything that's a little bit different. I've got some purple spring onions as well. I think they're quite nice. These are white ones. This is your bog standard. I've got some Welsh onions as well. I've just sown them for my mum. Sorry, planted them for my mum this weekend. Have you put those Welsh perennial onions? I'm just talking about them. Ow! They've been eaten by slugs. Oh no, they're not perennial for long then. No spring onions this year. I've literally just planted out the spring onions, the Welsh ones at my mum's house. I just done 2 lots of them. I found them like in a pot, so I was like, live. Mine have just come up, Ali. I want spring onions. I do as well, but I don't know where I left mine. I did definitely sow them. I think my mum might have taken both of them, but I want to sow them again in the spring, I think. If I get any seeds, I'll send them to you. Wouldn't hold your breath for that, though, because, to be honest, I sowed them once and I've lost them, so... So does Kerry. Oh, that's so true. I'm still eating the spring onions I did for now, Sheila. Grow in the compost. Ooh, nice. Cool. They did well, Kerry. Ha ha ha. It's so bad when you read ha 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 and like a monotone. Ha ha ha. I've been Annie after lunch, a cuppa now. Oh, I'm just so jealous. I actually don't like going on holiday. I'm really boring, I know. I love staying at home. I've just come back from my mum's, so I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad to be home. I was so happy. I came in and the house was the right state because Bob was here on his own. And I was happy to clean the bathroom. I was like, oh, I love my house so much. I'm so glad to be back. Not that it's not nice there, but I just prefer being at my house. Not much between them. Did they both end up the same, or did they bulb up better? So that is the German spring onion, and they bought some spring onions. Oh, I love how... All right, okay. It's really awkward to read because I'm like bouncing and it's hard to read. I promise I can read. Those of you who know me, you know, in like offline, you know that I can't really. Oh, good. You prefer being home as well, so it's not just me. I've got a holiday booked, and I'm actually dreading it. I'm not looking forward to it at all. But every few years, Bob guilts me into going on holiday, and I'm just like, oh, I want to stay at home. I won't go away at all in the summer. I'm like, no, my tomatoes are in season. Long-suffering husbands, eh? Spring onions. Onions. What are you looking at? I find it really weird that the stuff I've, like, last year when I was pregnant, I thought it was crazy that, like, the stuff I was sowing, he was going to be eating. He's eating so well. He eats so much as well. Never expected such a small person to eat so much. It's getting an impressive pile. Can you see it yet? No. One more and it'll be in your way. Let me see. I agree. I love that we have different varieties. So do I. I love different varieties. I think it makes it exciting. I love being home, says Claire. But I did have a camper too, I remember you saying, and bringing the campers, still my own space. Love that. That's the main thing. Whenever I travel in the UK, I bring all my own food, and I bring all my pans. Even when I went to my mum's, I was like, I'll bring my cast iron, I'll bring my own measuring jugs. I hop in and I am hoping that they'll be lovely. They probably will be. Also brought some broad beans. Oh my goodness. I'm actually using broad beans this year as a cover crop. I don't like broad beans. I've tried so desperately to enjoy broad beans, and I really want to be a person that likes broad beans. It's like a bit like parsnips. I've tried desperately to like parsnips. Sometimes I do like parsnips. They grow really well. I actually grow really good parsnips, which just makes me like think, why can't I grow carrots when parsnips grow so well? I don't particularly like them, but I do eat them. So that just says a lot, doesn't it? What a weirdo. I thought that I'm weird. I thought that you might have been filming a secret Santa gift making. Who's your secret Santa? Just putting that out there in the universe. I've been crimson flowers. Nice. I've sown some broad beans. Haven't sown broad beans or something. That's because you're on hollybobs. So we can't blame you. Well, you're not sowing them over there. What's the matter with you? I would expect you to be there, seed packet in hand, being like, no, I'm not going swimming. I've got broad beans to sow. Lovely popped broad beans, smashed up on toast. Lovely. The thing is with broad beans is the first, like, you obviously can't eat, well, you can, but when they get bigger, you don't eat the outer pod. The inner pod, and then it's too much. Double podded broad beans. There you go. See, only double podded. Really, Ali. The first time I'm growing broad beans, I don't know what they're like. They're starchy. That's how I describe them. They have like, they're potato-esque. That's how I describe them. Hi, Rach. I wouldn't say that they are potatoes because obviously they're not, but they are potato-esque. And I just don't like them. And if you overcook them, they go like that, don't they? They do. You haven't had broad. I can feed you broad beans. I might still grow them. I'm okay with him eating them. I don't like them. I like them like, I don't 100% don't like them, but I'd eat 5 in a meal, and I'm the only one who'd eat them. And if I eat 5 like once a week, there's just not enough to grow. I could do 1 plant and feed myself for a year. But I do like, when you go to Harvester, you get that multi-bean salad. Hello. And I like that. Hi, sorry, Nick, I'm late. No, don't worry. Do you mind? I don't like broad beans. No, nobody does. They're awful. They do freeze really well. Is that funny? Is that funny? Your hand in my mouth. This is why they say don't work with children, isn't it? Don't work with children or animals. They say that. What do you mean? You just can't get the staff. Peas are so much better. They are so much better. And let's segue into peas. I'm doing Meteor this year. I always sow these, and I don't feel like I get a good harvest. Oh my goodness, another snail. I would normally throw them outside, but it'd be awkward if I go over there. He's trying to stop you talking. No one can stop me talking. He is. He thinks it's funny to put his entire hand in my mouth whilst I talk. Oh, there's a very small spider. I love peas. I find them really sweet and lovely. What peas are you growing this year, Rach? She's going to say, you should know, Nick. Oh, I don't have a memory. I'm sorry. See, no eye contact. I'm probably not going to grow the peas in this pot. I might venture over here and get a bigger one. Before I press play, before I press go, I did go and get some pots over there. So if I just like awkwardly crab off, it's because I'm going to get some pots. I'm going to multi-sow these. So let's go ahead and multi-sow them. I love multi-sowing. I feel like it's like a dead cheat, but when I first grew these, I remember I planted them out, and I think I planted them out like the beginning of March. It was really cold and they all died. So I'm going to wait until it warms up to plant these out in the universe, I think. I've got some purple podded peas. I do too, and I think they're called Shiraz, but I think they're not actually podded. Like, you don't pod them. They're what are they called? Monge too. I love the structure. I love them. I think they're beautiful. Yes, I remember that. The almond. I remember you growing them, and I remember saying to myself, I must buy them this year. I want to try them. And now I've forgotten until now. I can't remember why I really wanted them, but they are on my must grow, must buy list. So I'll probably do that later when I'm sitting there with a cup of tea, sitting and drinking a cup of tea and ordering some more seeds, because I've got to do it so that they kind of turn up when Bob's not in, just so that, you know, when he buys those stuff, I can be like, what money are you spending? I thought we were going to, you know, buy stuff for the house and we weren't going to spend. So I sound like a hypocrite if he catches me doing it too. I'm going to use up what I've got and no more seeds. Do you hear that? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. No more seeds, Ali. Do you know, I say that if I said that this year, I was like, I'm going to just sow what I have, because my seed collection is so big. My seed collection is ridiculous. After like 8 years of sowing and growing and buying seeds each year, you can imagine how many seeds I've got. And I save my own seeds, and I was like, I don't need to. That's exactly what I said. But I buy them each year, so I'll send you some, Ali. she doesn't accept them. She's like, no more seeds. No, Ali, do you know, you gave me a load of seeds, didn't you? And I have them now. They were at my mum's, so I went and picked them up. She needs to do a Secret Santa. What a great idea. Secret Santa to get rid of seeds. I'd love to do a seed exchange. How cool would that be? Don't need to get rid of them, just sow them, then you get more. I'm doing like 3-ish to a seed sell. Why not? The mice really love sprouting peas and sprouting peas. You've got to hide them from them. I'm going to put something heavy on top of this so that they can't get in before, and then I'll wait for them to sprout, and then as soon as they sprout, I'll take them down the allotment. But we have so much rat pressure, probably not as much as Claire at the farmyard garden. I don't have them running out at me when I'm doing the compost, but not far from. I think I do have two. I have one that lives on one side of my compost, like in my first plot, and I have one that lives on the second plot in that compost, so they probably love it. Blech. I'm not a fan of rats, I have to say. Not that, you know, I really want to go ahead and say, yeah, I prefer mice to rats, but I do, on the basis, I don't know, they're probably both as disgusting, right? Because they wee and poo as they walk along. Bit like me when I was pregnant. Joking, or am I? Moving on. I'm not a fan, fair enough, of peas. Do you know what? Pea shoots are just one of them weird things, isn't it? It's like, when do you have pea shoots? Like, literally, no bodily fluids. I don't know what she's talking about. So literally, the only time you get pea Sprouts is when you go to like posh restaurants, isn't it? You have like a meal and then they kind of like bung it on top. You never go like, oh, pea shoots in any other context and be like, yeah, no one's buying pea shoots. You only get them like in a restaurant with like them on top. That's like the restaurants I go to. Miller and Carter's, steak, nice. You got your onion loaf, nice. You got your chips, nice. And then you got the random bit of pea, which has been on the side and like, oh, hello, Bailey. I'm clearly not posh enough. Trisha said, where are you? I am in my garage. This is my garage. So I've got my... I'm in the basement. This is my food store, and I know what you're thinking, but Nick, that doesn't look like a food store. No, it's not, because my food store starts there, right? And this is meant to be my shelf. And Bob's like, oh no, you're fine. You don't need it. So he's put all of his stuff on it. So this is a domestic waiting to happen, because he was meant to lay the floor, but instead he's stolen my shelving. There's also fertilizer there, which I don't use. Bob bought it for me. He was like, oh, this is gonna be so useful for you, and I never use it because it's, I don't know, I guess it's emergency fertilizer. Garage, no cars will fit in. This is a big garage. It's a double garage. That half of the garage is Bob's size, and he doesn't want me to show it, so I'm not going to. So just imagine it being even more messy than this, just full of stuff like, you know, the stuff that you go, oh, should I throw that away? No, I'll put that in the garage. Imagine it full of that. I have 16 solar panels just hanging out that never going to work, that he got secondhand, and he was like, oh, so-and-so said I can give them for free, and now we're probably going to throw them away because they don't work. So we're collecting rubbish. Why? So yeah, when we move, it's gonna be like mayhem. Kerry's gone to put some sunscreen on. Basement or outbuilding? This is an outbuilding. It sounds well posh when you say outbuilding, didn't you? It's a garage. I had another garage down there, but we knocked it down because it was too close to the house, and now the house is in the garage. You know, like, because we knocked down the garage and we did the extension. Kerry's gone to put on some suntan cream. It's very important. Your skin health is very important. I'm very pale, so I have to do it on the hour, every hour. Right. Let's put a little title that says, oh, she's still here. Go put some suntan lotion on now. And get that stuff, you know, the stuff that like you can go in the swimming pool, but it stays on. That's what you need. The cocktails are kicking in. Drink water as well, okay? What do they say? Every one drink, you drink 2 pints of water or something. It's really hard because I can't see. Peas. I'm very excited about there being peas. I love peas. Peas are like one of them things that I just... Do you think, honestly, right, this is honest, not like, oh, maybe one day, do you think that you would ever be able to grow and shell enough peas for a year? I'm not talking about dried peas, because I probably could do dried peas because it's easy to shell, but could you sit there and peel and take them all out for a year's worth for you and your family? Another advert. It's not me. Well, does it pause, do an advert, and then I'm still here, like, or does it like pause and do it? It's always that advert does me. Or is it toys? That one does me. I can't be dealing with it. And the thing is, because I've got kids, as soon as it starts playing, they're all like, you know, like in The Walking Dead, when you like hit a bucket and they go, that's my impression of a zombie. That's what happens in my household when that advert comes on. So it's not great. I'm like sitting there hiding, trying to watch a YouTube video when I'm like, no screen time, kids. And then I'm like hiding there being like, I've got to watch Kerry. I've got to watch the girls. And they're like, oh, to the door. You said no screen time. Hypocrite. Could have been worse. I don't pay for no adverts, Claire. Fair enough. Inconvenient pads or pills for the environment. Incontinency pads or pills. They're targeted ads. They're targeted ads, all right? That's all I'm going to say. They're targeted. I don't know. They're just targeted. Don't come for me. They're targeted. Nothing to do with me. I'm not picking them. Do you remember when we were all getting the robot hoovers all the time? That's gone now, but now I've said it, we're all going to get robot hoover ads. Ah, see that? Everyone should be a bit more like Claire. She's happy to watch adverts. Happy. Do you want to hold the pen? Oh, that's a good boy. Not in your mouth. Not in your mouth. I haven't got anything for you to hold, my lamb. Normally, I let him hold things. Like when we're doing the cooking, I let him hold like a spoon. Yeah, same. The longer you watch the adverts, the more they get. Yeah, that's true. So the longer you watch adverts, but I don't care. Skip them if you're watching me. I don't care. Skipperoonie. Yeah, but the more we tell the algorithm we are not tolerate to watch them. This is the truth. Yeah. Not that I want to turn this into an algorithm talk, but they're trying to do a little bit more adverts, and the less people want to watch them, the less there'll be. Yeah, I'm going to tell the algorithm they're not to tolerate them. Okay, bye. Oh, don't say that. Stay. It is what it is. I'm not that entertaining anyway. They're all here for you. You're the star. Do you hear me? There's a lot of pressure on your tiny little head. Turn off to watch adverts. She's watching them all by herself. She's like, yeah, I'm helping. Some adverts, though, are absolutely hilarious. I've seen... I don't really watch TV. I only watch YouTube. So all my adverts come from YouTube. But like back in the day, there used to be some hilarious ones. Like the ones where they're sweeties and they're like, would you like one of my sweeties? I love that one. That's funny. Right. So this here is some more cauliflower. This is called Captain. Captain is F1 hybrid. Do you know the difference between F1 and non-F1? Every time I think of F1 now, I think of the racing, which is annoying. But yeah, F1 just means that it's the first generation. So F2 would be the second generation, etc. But honestly, wow, there was like no seeds in there. But you can still save seeds. You just don't get a true parent from the seed. So for example, the carrots I saved this year were F1s, and I know you're all going to laugh and say, oh, Nick, you're talking absolute rubbish, but they were still the best carrots I've ever grown. I got 2 kilos of carrots this year from seeds. Well, you didn't hear that from seeds. So yes, I must have sowed about 10,000 seeds, but I still got 2 kilos. I don't know what happens to my seeds. I think the birds come down and eat them. I netted them this year, and I think that made a difference. So maybe that's it. Don't know. I'm going to try that next year. These seeds you're sowing now, are they going to be heated to germinate? No. These are all coal crops. So all of these will exactly. I thought that too. These are all going to be germinating probably in the under glass. So like that's not heat. It won't be heated, but it will be under grass. They're going to be under grass. They're going to be under glass. So no, they're not going to be heated anything other than just being naturally heated. It's still quite warm. The soil's quite warm. The soil's been inside, so that helps a lot too. But you don't need to add any heat to this. You can go ahead and heat your greenhouse. I did in say the spring if I was going to put anything in there, but then I turned it off and lost all my crops, so I'm probably not going to do that again. But that is something you can do if you want to. I don't want to because I don't want them to get too big and then bolt as soon as the daylight gets a bit longer. I want these to be small little plants and then grow quickly in the spring and have something to harvest in the spring. I won't need it. Won't need it, Ali. Yep, that's true. They're going to go in plastic trays to be covered. Yep, that's what I'm going to do in the greenhouse. Whack it in. On one side of my greenhouse, I've got a bed, and on the other side of the greenhouse, I've got like shelving. So I'm going to go ahead and whack it on the top shelf of my shelving, and then I'm just going to leave it there, let it go. I want to have like lots of little seedlings so that I can go ahead and have something all the way through the Hungry Gap, you know, going forward. So that is like my idea anyway, because like I don't feel that I utilise my greenhouse as much as I could. What's the matter? Are you being ignored? We should be talking to you. What do you think? Yeah? He says he likes peas, which he does. Good morning. Hello there. So, yeah. I'm very funny. Am I funny? Hello. Can I ask what the yellow candle fragrances are? Ah, yes, you can. Beeswax. No, it's just pure beeswax. Pure, unfiltered beeswax. No, it is filtered, because if not, it'd have like bee wings and stuff in it. It's just beeswax. Smells nice though, doesn't it? I have to say, the calendula, I've got some more calendula over yonder. The calendula to me it smells awful when you like put it in an oil. Calendula oil is very, very good. I have made all of Andrew's nappy cream out of calendula, and it is so effective. I've even put it on some of my like nap bites and stuff like that. Any sort of skin ailment, I put it on. I'm not saying that you should, but yeah, was that your bum? They're going to think it was me. Is that funny? He laughs at his own farts. You just like Daddy. So, yeah, I don't think it smells nice once it goes into an oil, though, personally. But it's each their own. I think the plants are lovely, though. I actually really enjoy them, which is good, because I probably have about 20 million calendula plants next year. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and do my last ones in peas. I'm going to only do them singly. And I know I said, oh, but they need more space. I'm just going to do it. Whack it in. Calendula nappy cream sounds nice. It is nice. I made it out of beeswax and olive oil. This olive oil, actually. I say, and then the bottle's gone. I tidied it up. So I've made it out of olive oil, just like normal olive oil. And I made it out of that. And I actually, when I made the Vicks Vapor Rub, I put in, I think it was a tablespoon of shea, I can never say that, butter. I always like, I will go and research and find out how to pronounce it, but I never do. So I say shea. I think it's shea though. And that kind of made it a little bit more smooth, and that was quite good. And it's just done by weight, so it's super easy. It's not like any sort of high-techy tech to it. Oh, you're talking away and I wasn't watching. How many calendula have you still got growing, Claire? Did I pull it out? No, I think mine's still growing too. It's starting to die back. I haven't been to my plot for a week, so I'll have to see that tomorrow. Probably take out about half. Yes. The thing is, it seeds so well. I'm going to cover mine. So I'm going to cover it all with compost, which I did last year as well. And hopefully I will not get that many calendula. But if they all grow, then they all grow. What's the matter? It's so much easy. It's so easy to film when you're here. Yeah. He's very happy though, which is good. Wow, 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 wow. In America, chia pets are a big thing in the 1980s. We know how to pronounce it. Chia. I think like cheese. Fair enough. Chia. That's another thing that I pronounce wrong, I think, is chia seeds. I'm laughing so much. I can't hear you with him. This is the problem with him. He's happy. Don't get me wrong. He's not crying or anything like that. But to be honest, if he starts crying, I'm going to have to be like, bye, and hang up quick. Nick is on about chia butter. Yeah, I am. Chia butter. I actually watched a documentary the other day, which was fascinating. Fascinating about how chia's made. I didn't know it was made. Like, it's literally just ground up nuts. Or are they beans? I can't remember. I watched the whole thing about it. Ugh. Right. Look. He's a bee. Right. Well, as Andrew's getting a bit frustrated, it's nice to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. And we really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Say bye. He doesn't talk, so he's not going to, but I'll make him wave his hand. Bye. See you later. Thank you so much. Bye.